And I'm like, hallelujah, y'all, like 3 pieces of rolls too late. Like, I wasn't trying to be rude, but your girl was hungry. Like,
don't wait on the thing that I wanna get
you seen the title of the video. Your girl is back again with another story time. If you do my channel, hey girl, hey. And if you're a returning subscriber, I don't have to say anything because you know what's up. I know what's up. We know what's up, and that's the way. That's the way. That's on periods. And Mary had a little lamb. As y'all can see by the title of the video, your girl is back again with another story time. This story time is going to be about the summer are almost DIE. It's gonna be like craziest summer story time. I don't even know what I want to title this. I think I'm gonna title this the summer that I almost. But then again, y'all know YouTube be real tricky with captions and they be like banning certain words. You can't say certain words. So I'm just gonna say DIE, and hopefully by the end of this story time, I'll come up with a title for the video. But yeah, y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. Before we get into this video, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Do it in that order. And if you're new here and it's your first time seeing my face, I promise you're gonna love it over here. But I actually did a few notes for this video because I was just like, this happened over a decade ago and I wanna make sure I'm putting it in order. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. So let's go ahead and get into it. Y'all already know in order for any of my story times to make sense, I have to give y'all a little backstory. So this happened back in 2015. Wait, no, not 2015. This happened back in 2011 and I was 15 years old and I'm from Ocala, Florida. Sometimes I tell y'all I'm from Orlando in some of my videos because if I show y'all Ocala on the map, y'all gonna be like, Asia who? The O to the A? Like, where's Ocala at, y'all? It's literally like an hour and 30 minutes from Orlando. And my father is from Jamaica. My father is from Kingston, Jamaica, and he used to live in Atlanta, Georgia. And every summer I would go spend the summer with my father, or my father would just come down to my hometown, and that's how we would spend time together. Fast forward to 2011. It was time for me to go spend the summer with my father, but this summer was gonna be a little different because the summer before this summer, my father had got deported to Kingston, y'all. Don't really wanna get into that because that's a whole nother story time for a whole nother day, but just know this was gonna be the first summer, but what's the first? I think this was the second summer that I was spending without like my father. Usually I would spend the summers with my father and my stepmother and some of my siblings on my dad's side. But this particular summer, y'all, I don't know what was going on, but nobody didn't want to come, or no one couldn't come. Like, I don't know why my brother didn't want to come that summer. I don't know what he had going on. My brother's like a year, almost 2 years older than me, so maybe he thought he was grown. Y'all know when you're 17, you just want to hang with your friends and you want to do different things. I didn't understand it at the time, y'all, but my brother was in there, and then my sister, I think she had like summer school that summer, and then I don't know what else was going on, but for some reason I was the only child of my father's that stayed in Atlanta that summer at his house with my stepmother, and my siblings, they just didn't come that summer. And y'all, that didn't have nothing to do with me because sometimes I love living in Delulu land. Like, anytime I can go out with my stepmother or my mom just by myself, I be pretending like I don't got no siblings. Like, is that weird? I don't know, y'all, but that's just something I used to do. Like, anytime I would spend time alone with one of my parents, I would be like, isn't this nice? Like, imagine if you only had one child. Like, just imagine. So that's how my summer was gonna go, y'all. I was just like, yes, I'm gonna be spoiled this summer. Nobody not there. It's just me. Like, I don't have to split no school shopping money. Like, it's just me. I can get whatever I want. Like, girl, it's gonna be a spoiled Asia summer. I did have other family in Atlanta, but it was like family on my father's side, so I'm not really close to this family. But you know, I have like family members that I know of, but we're not super duper close. So we're gonna go ahead and give the main character in this story time, we're gonna give her a name. We're gonna call her, I was about to say toothpaste, and her, I'm not gonna call her that because y'all gonna be like, what's her breath stink? Like, why toothpaste? Her breath wasn't even stink, y'all, but my brain just be coming up with like random stuff. We gonna call her, I don't know, y'all. Let's call her Clay because I have a boucle pillow right here. So that's what we gonna call her, y'all. So boucle, we gonna rock with it. So boucle was my little cousin. At the time, I believe she was 12 or she had just turned 13. Don't quote me, y'all. I was gonna ask her age before this story time, but that's gonna be weird. Like, I'm randomly asking my cousin out of nowhere, out of the blue, how old are you? Just to do a story time about her, and I couldn't do it, y'all. So we just gonna say that she was 12 because I think I'm like 3 years older than her. And at this time, I was 15 years old. So Boucle, she was 12 years old, y'all. And we wasn't really close because, like I said, she lived in Georgia, I lived in Florida. I would only see this cousin on like family reunions or like every once in a while, like every blue moon. My father would drop me off at my uncle's house, which was her dad's house. So that's the only time I really seen this cousin. So it wasn't a lot. Like I seen this cousin, I hung out with this cousin a handful of times. Everybody on my side of the family, they would characterize this cousin as being grown because she was always like, she was very mature, y'all, for her age, and not in a good way. Like she was one of those little girls that you would be like, how old are you again? Like, why are you doing this? Why are you talking like that? And you this age? That's what type of girl Beauclair was. And it never bothered me, y'all, because you know how, like, when you're younger, you don't really want to hang out with family members and siblings that's, like, way younger than you. Y'all know as an adult, if someone is 21 and 25, it's not really a major difference as an adult. Like, the bill's gonna hit the same. But when you a child, like 12 and 15, it's like, I don't want to hang out with you. But I never had the ick for my little cousin like that because, like I said, she was very mature for her age. And truthfully, y'all, she carried herself maturer than me. Like, she carried herself as if she was like a teenager, y'all. So you would never really think like it would be a problem with us hanging out. This was the Uval summer. This was the what's that other app, the Omegle app, where you would go online and you would just be talking to random people. That was that summer. Y'all remember Skype era? Y'all remember BlackBerry flip phone era? Y'all remember when the iPhone 6s and the 5s came out? This was that era. This was the era where Facebook games was a thing. This was the Skype era. This was the IMVU era. This was the I think we were just finishing when did, I don't know. Let me see, when did MySpace go down? When did MySpace end? Okay, y'all. So this was the end of my MySpace. This was the end of my MySpace era. At this point, I was sneaky on Facebook. I don't think my mother actually never allowed me to have a Facebook, y'all. I would have to sneak a Facebook account because she would always tell me like, oh, Facebook is for adults, it's for grown people, like you shouldn't be on Facebook. But y'all, this was that summer where all the teenagers and the kids, they were starting to get on Facebook back in like 2011, 2012, around that time. So boom, fast forward to like 2 months into summer. It's literally like maybe I have like a few more weeks in Atlanta. And like I told you, that summer was our summer. Like I was in the house all the time on Uval, Skype, talking to my friends, talking to guys, just literally in the house. And my cousin, she would come over my stepmother's house, which is her aunt, because she knew she could get away with stuff, y'all. Like no one's home. We had this big townhouse to ourselves. And I'm not gonna hold you, y'all, I feel like my stepmother did have cameras, but I don't recall. Like, I remember her like checking up on us and calling us, asking us like we needed food or anything, like if we were good throughout the day. Or she would like reference little things as if she was watching us, like she had a camera. But like I said, this happened over a decade ago, so I really don't recall if she had a camera, because Ring cameras, the little door cameras, this wasn't popular during this time. So I don't think she had a camera, but I do recall her like always saying like, what y'all doing? And she would know exactly what we was doing. So boom, I will never forget this day, y'all, because this was the day, oh, I was pissed off this day. So fast forward, it's literally like 3 weeks before I'm about to go home, and I'm literally on the laptop and I'm on Facebook. And this was the Facebook game era, y'all. Y'all remember the like my status for To Be Honest, like my status for this, the LMS era. Y'all remember that era. So this particular day, I was on Facebook and my cousin told me that she was having company come over. And y'all, I didn't even bat an eye because like I said, thinking back, like in hindsight, girl, you 12 years old. Company. What's company? Like, company at 12 is crazy. But at that time, y'all, I never looked at Beauclair. Like, I never looked at her as if she was like under me, because like I said, she would carry herself as if she was like 17, 18. Like, she would carry herself as if she was older than I. So I never really cared. And mind you, I wasn't super close with this cousin. So anytime I would hang out with her, this was just like a normal occurrence for her. Like, it wasn't really a big deal, y'all. Like, I knew she talked to boys. I talked to boys too. But I'm not gonna hold you. At 15, I wasn't promiscuous at all. I didn't lose my virginity until I was like 19. Like, I vividly remember playing with Barbie dolls until like the 8th grade, y'all. I was very, I don't want to say behind. I'm just gonna say I wasn't considered or classified as a grown child. Like, I was behind when it came to some of the things that my peers was doing. But anyway, y'all, I had a crush on this guy at the time. We're gonna take a quick little interlude because this is honestly what even triggered me to even entertain. I don't want to speak too much, y'all. I don't want to give too much away. But boom, back into where I was at. I'm literally on the couch and I'm on Facebook and I had a crush on this guy and I remember calling him Obama in the previous story time. So we gonna keep the name the same because everything I said about him in that story time, my feelings haven't changed. Like, it's the same, y'all. So Obama was like my man in my head, y'all. This man did not like me. I'm gonna insert a picture of how I looked when I was in, I guess I was like 15. I think I was getting ready to go to either the 9th or the 10th grade at the time, y'all. I'm gonna insert a picture. Was not cute. Like, this man did not like me at all, but I was crazy over him. Like, I had the biggest crush on this man. This man did not like me. Like, he would entertain me, but he didn't like me, and I would be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over this man. Well, let me not say man, over this boy. It was like a little crush, y'all. So fast forward, I'm back to where we were at, y'all. I'm on the computer and I remember my stepmother, she had this recliner chair. I'm sitting in a recliner chair and I'm on Facebook, y'all, and Obama, my little boo thing, my little crush in my head, in my dreams, in my imagination, he was doing like my status for a to be honest. And y'all know I liked it because I just want to know what my man had to say. Like, babe, let's be honest. Like, I was just super hyped, y'all. And this was also the same day I was also doing like my status. Like, I was doing like my status, but I was doing it in like a video format. And it's kind of crazy because if you follow me on Facebook, you can go back and see some of these videos. Like, they're so cringy. It's cringy as hell. But anyway, earlier that same day, he didn't like my status, but his friend liked my status, and his friend, like, they're always together. And I did a like my status video for him. I did it for him, and I basically put like my status for a to be honest. And then I said in the video, I'm not gonna say the friend name, but I basically was like, to be honest, you need to tell Obama to stop playing. Like, girl, he wasn't playing. He just ain't want you. He just ain't like you. But y'all know the sermon at 15, it wasn't given. Like, is it pink or red? Like, I didn't catch on, y'all. And like I said, he would always entertain me, so I thought it was something there. So fast forward, I did a little to be honest for him earlier in the day. Mind you, it's summertime, y'all. All summer, all we did was Skype, Zoom, like social media. I was on social media like crazy that summer. And that's what I would do all day. Like, I didn't really do any chores. I didn't really have to do much. Like I said, it was a spoiled Asian summer. I was the only child that summer. Like, what's a brother? What's a sibling that summer? So my stepmom, like, pretty much let me do whatever I want. Like, it was just a chill summer, y'all. She would be at work and me and my cousin would be at the crib. Keep that in mind. I keep saying that because I'm trying to set the tone for y'all so y'all can know, like, how y'all doing all of this at 12 and 15. Nobody was home, y'all. Like, it was just a chill summer. So I like Obama's status or whatever for the to be honest. Finally, after probably like an hour of him doing to be honest, he finally gets to mine. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I'm freaking the hell out because when I say I was, y'all, I was obsessed with this man in like a very unhealthy way. Like, it was bad. Like, I would literally, if you go back and watch that other story time, I talked to y'all about like him also living in my neighborhood at a time. So some of the things that I would do, like, I would go to his house, y'all, and instead of this man like letting me in the house, he would basically be like, come to my window, and I would literally talk to this man like outside of his window. Your girl was going outside at 15. Like, I was crazy over this boy in my head. 15-year-old Asia.
Don't be weak in the knees. Stand up. Stand up.
We just gonna take a drink on that one. Because when I say it didn't make sense how cuckoo I was over this boy, it didn't make sense, y'all. But back to the story. He finally gets to my to be honest, and I will never forget this day, y'all, because I remember, like, I was so sad. Like, I was so in my feelings, y'all. So I'm literally, it probably took me like 15 minutes to go on my Facebook page because I got the notification. It said not Boucle. It said Obama. It said Obama commented on your wall. Y'all know how Facebook used to do. I don't know how it is now, but basically it gives like a whole announcement. It'll say Obama commented on Asia's wall, and then whatever he put was underneath that. So I remember my cousin at this point, she was in the house and she knew I was crazy over this boy. Like, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. She already knew I was. So I'm literally like freaking out. And she was just like, what did he say? What did he say? And I'm like, girl, he ain't even say anything yet. Like, I'm trying to brace myself for what he said. Like, I don't know what I thought he was supposed to be saying at that time. I don't know what my sentiment was, like my thinking was at that time, y'all. But I was just freaking the hell out. After like 10 minutes of me freaking out over this man writing something on my wall that I like, delusional, very delusional. I finally clicked on my the status, y'all, and it literally said, to be honest. He didn't even put to be honest. He didn't even spell it out, y'all. He's like, to be H, you cool. 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 The temperature outside is cool. The ice in my cup is cool. Dorito Blue Ranch chips is cool. But I'm cool, y'all. I was in my feelings about that, y'all. I was in my feelings about that literally all day. And my cousin Boucle, she was clowning me because she was just like, girl, you did all of that. You thinking this man your man. You keep talking about this man. You keep stalking this man. And girl, he had 4 words for you. Cool. Like he said cool. And y'all, what really got me is because what really got me is because he was commenting on other people's wall. Like I was seeing the other to be honest, not because I was stalking him, but I probably was, but nonetheless, on Facebook, when you comment on people's story, it will say Obama commented on Lisa's post, Obama commented on Taraji's post. Like it would say it. So I was looking at the other to be honest. It's like he was telling the other girls, to be honest, you need to text me. To be honest, you cute. But when it came to Asia, it was to be honest, you cool. So I was in my little 15-year-old feelings for that whole freaking day. Fast forward, maybe like, I want to say like 30 minutes into me and my cousin basically clowning me over the cool. Like she was just like, that's what I'm gonna call you for the rest of the day. You just cool. Like you not hot. You're not that girl. You just cool. Like she was clowning me, y'all. And I was really in my feelings about it. She ends up telling me she's getting ready to go outside because typically anytime she would talk to her little friends or her little boo things, she would go and she would sit on the porch and talk to them. And that's what she did, y'all. She went outside, she was talking, and I'm literally in that recliner chair and I'm just on Facebook, y'all, doing Facebook status, on Zoom, just doing calls on Skype, just talking to my friends. About maybe like an hour into her being outside with her friend, we're gonna go ahead and call her friend. We're gonna call him No, and we're gonna call the friend that he brought along, which was never the case. He had never brought a friend before. I knew that Boucle was talking to this man because, like I said, I had met him previously when he would come over, but they would always just be out on the porch. And even sometimes they wouldn't even be on the porch. Like sometimes she would be in the car with this man. But this particular day, we're gonna call him No, and we're gonna call his friend Money. No Money, okay? Because they a duo, y'all. So she comes in the house or whatever, and I see No, and like I said, y'all, it was a little weird for him to be in the house because my stepmother, she didn't play that. Like you wasn't supposed to open the door for people. You wasn't supposed to like, you don't do that. You don't let people inside the house. So I was taken back a little bit, but like I said, y'all, I was the older cousin, she was a little cousin, but I didn't look at her as like a little cousin. Like we were pretty much on the same level. So I see No, and I'm like, hey No, and shortly coming behind No, that's when I see Money. Basically, Boucle is trying to do a friend for a friend, a cousin for a cousin. That's they trying to do a 2 for 1. I would never really entertain it because like I'm too busy worried about Obama, the man that don't want me. Fast forward to like, I want to say it probably was, they was there for a while because I remember I started to get hungry and he wouldn't go home. Like y'all No and Money, they honestly would not take a hint because they probably, I don't really recall how long they was there, y'all. I don't want to over exaggerate because this did happen like over a decade ago, but I'm gonna say it was probably like 2 hours into them being there. I was still like on the computer or whatever, but at this point I was starting to get hungry. And I don't know about y'all, but my mother raised me not to like eat in front of people's face. Like I don't like eating in front of company. If I come to your house, I'm not gonna come to your house eating. Or if you come to my house, I'm not gonna eat in front of you if I can't offer you food. Like I'm not gonna do that. So I basically started hinting like, y'all, I'm hungry, like, you know, when y'all gonna head out. But I didn't really say that. So I was just like, Boucle, you hungry? Because she's literally sitting like across from me on the other couch and No is sitting beside her. And then Money, he was sitting, well, he wasn't sitting, y'all. He was like kind of standing like over me, like, trying to whisper sweet little nothings into my ear, y'all. So I'm like, you hungry? And she was just like, yeah, I'm hungry. What do we have to eat? So I get up, y'all. I go to the kitchen. Why Money followed me to the kitchen? Mind you, never met this man before. Like, in hindsight, thinking back, this is so dangerous. And Blue K, it really could have ended bad. Y'all, I just had to pause the story because thinking back, if something would have happened, like the trajectory of my life could have been completely different. Like at the time, at 15, we didn't really understand the severity of what was going on. But telling this story out loud again, it's just like, girl, anything could have happened. But I digress, y'all. So I'm literally in the kitchen and I pull out some Hot Pockets. No, not Hot Pockets. Pizza rolls. I take pizza rolls out the freezer. I put them on the oven and I'm like, I'm gonna let them thaw out, y'all. But I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I was hungry, like about to faint hungry. Like I'm in the kitchen and I'm running the water and Money, he turns around and he's like facing me and he's asking me like, oh, what you finna eat? Pizza rolls. Like you clearly see the pizza rolls, but I'm just like pizza rolls or whatever. And I'm seeing it all annoyed. I'm not gonna lie, I was not being the best. Like I wasn't showing him the best hospitality because like I said, y'all, I was annoyed because I was cool, just cool. So I was annoyed, and at the same time I'm kind of like wondering like, who are you and why are you in the house? Like why are you so comfortable? So I'm just giving him like attitude or whatever. But he wasn't, y'all, he wasn't buying it. Like he wasn't, I don't know, he wasn't paying me any attention. Like anything I'll say, he would like try to turn it into something else. And he would be like, oh, pizza rolls? I ain't had pizza rolls in a minute. What kind of is? And I would be like, the pepperoni kinds. They the pepperoni. He was like, oh, the pepperoni, they be busting. You should try the ham and cheese. Have you tried the ham and cheese? And I mean like, nah, I never tried the ham and cheese. So we literally having a conversation about the pizza rolls, and I don't know what happened in between that, and I'm not gonna try to fabricate anything because I just don't recall, y'all. But all I remember is we're talking about food for a little bit, and then it jumps to me finding out about him having a daughter. Like I seen a tattoo of like a girl name, and I don't recall the name, y'all, but it was clearly a girl name. Like it was a big tattoo like right here on his arm, and we just gonna say the name was Jasmine because I don't really recall. But there's this big name on his arm, and I'm like, who is that? Like who is Jasmine or whatever? And he was just like, that's my daughter. And I'm like, oh, how old she is? Like daughter? Because y'all, I don't know why I didn't put two and two together, because like no look grown. Like no had like a big Rick Ross beard. Like I already knew No was older. I think she had told me before No was like 21 years old, so I knew he was older. But Money, he looked like he was like 17, 18 years old. He had like a clean cut beard. So when he told me his daughter name was like Jasmine and he got a tattoo of her, immediately I'm like, how old are you? And he was just like, oh, I'm 24. I said, 24? He's like, what? How old I look? I'm like, you look like you like 17, like 24. You do not look 24. And he was like, yeah, I know. I get that a lot. My daddy look young. Like my daddy, he 40 and he really looked like he 25. Like it runs in the family. We got good genes. And I'm just like, oh, I don't know, y'all. I was just real thrown off because it's just like 25. Why are you in the kitchen talking to a 15-year-old? Like I was just thrown off, y'all. I was just so disgusted. Like, what? Like, what? Like, y'all, when I say that threw me off, it threw me off. Baby, that filled my hunger. Like, I wasn't even hungry anymore. So immediately after that, I'm still running the water on the Hot Pockets because they thaw out. I go over to Boucle and I'm basically trying to signal her and tell her to come here, but she not really listening. I'm like, Boucle, come here. But she's right in front of No. She's like, what? I'm like, come here. And she's giggling, thinking it's a game. And at the time, I'm like, girl, I'm trying not to embarrass you. Like, I don't want to put you on the spot or spill your tea. So I'm asking her to come to the side. So she comes to like this little half bathroom by it. And I'm like, how old am I? She's like, what? I'm like, how old am I, y'all? Because I knew she had to lie about her age. I didn't even question it. I knew she would lie about her age. But I'm wondering if she lied about my age, because there's no way this man would be in the kitchen trying to talk to me at 15 and you 24. So how old am I? Like, how old am I? So I keep asking her, I'm like, how old am I? She's just laughing. How old am I? 21, 21, 21, 21. You done gave me 6 extra years. I'm 21. She's like, shh, yeah, you 21. I'm like, girl, you wild for that one. Like, how you gonna lie on me and not tell me the lie? Like, how you gonna put me in a lie and not include me in the lie? Like, be for real. But I'm not gonna hold you, y'all. Money, I already knew that he knew that I was young because he didn't even ask me how old I am. Anytime somebody asks you how old are you, you always follow up with how old are you? Like, my name is Asia. What's your name? You know what I mean? The fact that he didn't ask me how old I was at the time, obviously at 15, I wasn't really thinking too deep into it. Like, I wasn't thinking that he knew that I was young. I was just like, all right, she told him I was 21, so he's thinking I'm 21. But in looking back in hindsight, y'all, he's a grown man. He already knew that I was not 21. Like, it never gave 21. I did always look very developed as a kid. Like, I always looked, I don't want to say I look older in the face. I'm just going to say I looked older, like, body-wise. Like, I've always been very curvy. Like, I can recall one time when I was like 13, I think I was like 13 years old, and literally I had my hair in 2 pigtails, and I took a picture, so I'm gonna insert the picture here. I had this outfit on, and this is a little interlude, y'all, I'm sorry, but just to give you a little more backstory in his defense. I went to the dollar store, I had this outfit on, I had 2 pigtails in my hair. Like, to me, it gave all of 13, because I was 13 at the time, y'all. But this man literally tried to talk to me, and my mother like spazzed out. She was like, what the F he say to you? And I'm like, he basically was trying to talk to me. And my mom went back in the store and cussed this man out because he was trying to talk to me, because she was like my mother was just confused that she literally has 2 pigtails. I had bows in my hair and everything, y'all. And a grown man that was like, he looked like he was 30 plus, he was trying to talk to me. So my mother was just like disgusted by that. So that's like, I don't know. That's just, I don't know, y'all. I don't want to give him too much credit or anything about her lying on my age or whatever, but it could have just been he honestly didn't care. And also, back then, older men would try to talk to me, and my face, y'all can let me know what y'all think. This is my face when I was like 13 years old, but the body wasn't given 13. I was a bit curvier for a 13-year-old. But back to the story. So I'm like going back and forth with her, and I'm looking at her like, girl, how you gonna lie and not tell me to lie? Like, we literally going back and forth. She's just like, girl, shh, like, you know you 21 now. You 21, okay? When he asked you, say you 21. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm hungry. So I go back to the kitchen, y'all. And I don't really recall what me and Money was talking about, but eventually after him being there so long, I did kind of like soften up, and I'm like talking to him. Don't recall what we were talking about. I'm just talking to him in general, y'all. We probably just talking about, I don't know, what is a 15-year-old talking to a 24-year-old about? I'm sure it was very basic and it was nothing important. He probably was just asking me like where I'm from, like just basic, you know, surface level stuff, y'all. Nonetheless, the pizza rolls thaw out. I put them in the microwave, and yes, y'all, I put them in the microwave. That's how hungry I was. Because rule number 1, you're supposed to put pizza rolls in the oven. But y'all, I didn't care. I ate them soggy and all. I was hungry. So I'm eating the pizza rolls, and Money asked me, can I have some pizza rolls? I end up giving him some of the pizza rolls. Now me and Money, we in the kitchen and we eating pizza rolls. And my cousin is like in the living room with No, and they're talking. And all of a sudden, like, I'm like 3 pizza rolls in, y'all. No gets up all abruptly, and he's just like, bro, we gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. And I'm like, hallelujah, y'all, like 3 pizza rolls too late. Like, I wasn't trying to be rude, but your girl was hungry. Like, y'all was just not getting the point. And he was like, all right, bet. All right, Asia. All right, bye. And then he leaves or whatever. And it was just the oddest thing because they left all quick or whatever. And I'm looking at my cousin, and she has like, I don't know, y'all. She had like this dubious, like concerning type look on her face. Like, she was just looking like she didn't know what was going on. And then I'm just looking like, I'm looking at them leave because like I can see them from the kitchen. I can see them leave because there's like an opening. But my cousin, Boucle, she couldn't see them leave. Like, she's in the living room, so she's looking at me and I'm looking at them leave, and I'm like, basically waiting for me to hear the door shut to be like, girl, what's going on? Like, why did they leave like that or whatever? So when the door shuts, before I can say anything, Boucle, she runs to the door, y'all, and she goes outside, and I'm nosy, but I wasn't that nosy. Like, I'm thinking, like, I don't know, y'all. I honestly don't remember what I was thinking at this time. I don't know what my sentiment was at this time, what my thinking process was. I just remember thinking, like, what's going on. So I go to the window, look out the window, and it's just literally Boucle and them. They barely just got in the car, y'all. Because he never parked, like, all the way in the driveway. He would always, like, park by the mailbox. Like, he would park on the side of the road directly in front of the house, y'all. So they barely make it to the car, and she's just out there, like, following them. So I go back to the living room, and like I said, y'all, this wasn't a productive summer for me. This was summer break, and baby, it was giving ain't have no siblings. So I was kicking my feet up. I'm literally back in the recliner chair. I don't know what I was doing. Probably still on Facebook, Skype, Kick. I don't know, all of that. Just messaging my friends back in Ocala. All of a sudden, like 30 minutes go by. She comes in the house, and she was just like, bro, what did he say to you? What did he say to you? Did he ask you how old you was? I'm like, no, he didn't ask me how old I was, but you could have told me that I was 21. Like, come on now, how you gonna lie on my name and you're not gonna tell me anything? And I was just like, if I'm 21, how old are you? And she was like, girl, I told him I was 17. I'm like, well, how old is he? And she was like, well, he's 21. No, it's 21, which I had already, she been told me no, it was 21. But y'all, I needed her to tell me the lies again, because it was just like, if you just lied on my name like that without even telling me you lied on my name, you probably ain't gonna remember your lies. So I asked her again, like, how old is he? She was like, he's 21. And I told him I was 17. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, whatever. I ain't even say much about it, y'all. Fast forward literally like 10 minutes later, she goes back outside. At this time, I'm not really thinking anything of it, because like I said, she would go in and outside. She would go upstairs. My stepmom lived in a townhouse at this time. I would be in the living room. Sometimes I would go into bed. Like, we would just be all over the house, y'all. We weren't like always under each other, so it wasn't a big deal that she was going like in and out or whatever. So she goes outside. After her being outside for like maybe 10-15 minutes, I hear all this commotion outside, y'all. So I put the laptop down. I open the door, and there's this woman outside, and I guess we can go ahead and give her a name. We're gonna call her Red. Red is outside, and the car, like, I don't see the car anymore. Like, I don't see no car anymore. No was in the car with, I mean, Money was in the car with No. I don't see No and Money car anymore, but I see the girl there, and I see my cousin there, and the girl is loud, like loud as hell. Like, at the time, I couldn't really hear what they were saying because she was at the end of the driveway, but I could just tell it wasn't good. Like, it was a whole bunch of commotion going on. So I go outside because I'm like, hold on, baby. Like, who are you yelling at? Do you want to catch a child abuse charge? Like, who are you yelling at? So I go outside, and the girl is asking us, like, how old are you? How do you know him? How you know him? What is going on? But I don't say anything, y'all. Like, I honestly was tickled by the whole situation. Not gonna lie, like, looking back, it's like, ooh, this could have ended worse than how it ended. But at the time, I'm not thinking any of this. I just walk out to the driveway, and I'm kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, it was funny, y'all. It was funny because it's just like, what? You was just laughing because my man, that's not my man, said I was cool. And your man got a whole baby mother? Like, he has a whole baby mother, he has a whole girlfriend? So I'm kind of tickled, and I'm just like, but the girl doesn't say anything to me, y'all. They're going on, and my cousin is not really saying anything. She's not being combative at all with the girl. She did tell the girl, like, oh, we've been talking for like a few months now. And then the girl is just like, okay, bet. Like, mad hostile, but I'm not gonna say she was very hostile towards my cousin. I could tell that she was just mad at the situation. I'm just sitting there like maybe a yard from them, and they're talking about, she's trying to get all the details just to say, and my cousin is basically just telling her all the beans, like she's spilling all the tea or whatever. So after, I don't know how long they were sitting there talking. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, it felt like a lifetime. But after it kind of calmed down, where she wasn't like really yelling at my cousin, because she wasn't really yelling at my cousin. She was just loud because she was obviously mad at the situation. And I know y'all gonna ask, how did she find out that he was there? Did she have his, track his phone, or did she track his car? Or did she have a device? I don't recall, y'all. At this time in 2011, I believe they did have like the little Find My iPhone feature, but I don't think sharing locations was popular at this time, so I don't recall. I don't know if she followed him. I really do not know. Probably knew at that time, but I cannot recall how the baby mother found out about where my stepmother lived. But anyway, I go back inside the house, y'all. because it seemed like the situation had calmed down. Right after I come back in the house, like my cousin basically, like I walk in maybe before I get to the living room, my cousin is right behind me. She walks in, she locked the door, and I'm just like, Boucle, what is going on? Like, how you didn't know that this man had a baby? She was like, girl, he has 3 kids. That's his other baby mama. He got 3 baby mamas. He never told me this. And she was just going off. And then she's like, and he's 30. He's 30. He told me he was 21. This man is 30. And I'm like, he's 30? That would make sense, because y'all, the beard was giving Rick Ross. Like, when she said he's 30, I'm like, he's 30, but I said it all in like a, duh, he's 30. Like, girl, by that beard, anybody, come on, it gives 30 beard. It gives like a 30 plus beard, but she's 12. Y'all, keep in mind, she's 12. Keep this in mind at the time. She's 12, but I'm not processing it as if she's 12, because like I said, y'all, she didn't carry herself as if she was 12. Like, it never gave 12 at all. So I'm not processing all of this. I'm really just processing, like, it's all making sense, because it never gave that he was 30. Like, it never gave that, or whatever. I mean, it never gave that he was 21. So she was like, yeah, he's a liar. I keep calling his phone. He need to come back over here. And like I said, y'all, I wasn't taking the situation serious. I didn't understand the severity of the situation, because at the time, like, I'm 15 and it's shits and giggles. Like, I'm just like, wow, like, that's crazy. Like, what do you say? I'm just like, that's crazy. And keep in mind, I'm not like, I don't really have a worry in the world at this time, because I'm on summer break, y'all. I'm trying to explain to y'all like my mindset at this time, like thinking back in hindsight, like, oh wow, this is really a big deal that this man lied about his age. You lied about your age. He has a whole baby mother. Like, what is really going on? But at the time, 15-year-old Asia, I'm not processing any of this. Like, I'm not taking the situation seriously. After about 30 minutes of my cousin going on a rant, basically, she keeps calling his phone. That man is sending that phone to the voicemail. She was probably blocked before he got into the driveway. Like, before he pulled off, she was probably already blocked. And I'm back on my laptop, y'all. It's like the situation happened, and it was just like, all right, it was a thought. It happened. What I'm about to eat next? Like, what's for dinner? Like, I'm not even thinking about it anymore. But fast forward 30 minutes later, I look outside. It's Red. Red comes back to the door, and y'all, do not ask me why I opened the door, because that's rule number 1. My mother, my stepmother, any family member knows, if an adult is not home and you didn't invite them, do not answer that door. Like, you don't answer the door for anybody. But I answered the door, y'all. I wasn't thinking. I don't know what my mindset was or my sentiment was at that time. I just opened the door, and I'm just like, yeah. And she was just like, how old are you? How old are you? And I was like, I'm 15. And y'all, I don't know why I said that, because immediately after I said that, I regret saying that. Like, I knew I wasn't supposed to say that. I knew I wasn't supposed to say anything, but I just said it. I was just like, I'm 15. She's like, you're 15? How do you know him? And all I'm saying is, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know him. That's Boucle's friend, and that's Boucle's friend. Like, I do not know him. Like, I just met Money today. Like, I just met this man. I don't know him. I'm literally going home in like 3 weeks. And she was like, where's your mother? Where's your father? Where's your parents? But y'all, she wasn't saying it in like a hostile way. She was saying it in like a more of a concerning way. And Red, I don't know how old she was, but thinking back, she looked like she could have been like 24, 25. Like, she wasn't 30. She definitely wasn't 30, but it also wasn't giving like 21, 22. She was like, I don't know, y'all. The youngest 24, but I'm giving, like, if I had to bet on it, I would say she was like 25. So she's like a concerned adult. She's like, where's your mother? Like, what's going on? I was like, my mom's at work. She's like, what time is your mother coming home? And my cousin Boucle, she's literally behind the door, and she's just like basically telling me like, Asia, shut the door, don't say anything or whatever, because you know this her city. I'm not in the city, so I'm not processing all of this. Yeah, I'm just literally talking. And I'm just like, later tonight or whatever, she was like, okay, I'll be here. I'm going to have to talk to your mother, because this is crazy. This is crazy. Do you know how old he is? He is 30. He is 30. I'm disgusted. Y'all, she was so upset. Like, she was so upset. So she just kept repeating the same thing. She's disgusted, and she's trying to get information out of me. But y'all, I'm literally just like, man, like, right, I can't tell you what come after 2 when it come to this man, because I don't know. Like, I don't know his birthday. I don't know how long they've been talking. I don't know. I don't live here. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just here for the summer. And that's that. Like I don't really know what's going on or whatever. And also keep in mind, this house that we stayed in, my father and my stepmother, they had just bought that house. So that was the first summer that I actually stayed in that house. Prior to that, we stayed, when my cousin would visit, it would be a whole different area in Atlanta. So keep that in mind. So I really don't know anything. So she's basically asking me questions. I'm just like, I don't know. My cousin is literally like, Boucle, she's freaking out. She's like pacing back and forth. She ends up coming, basically telling me, like, yelling at me, like, Asia, shut the door. Shut the door. Why are you talking to her? Shut the door. Shut the door. And at this point, y'all, I'm in my feelings about it, because I'm just like, damn, my mother is going to kill me. Like, if my mother finds out about this, like, baby, I'm literally going to DIE. Like, I'm gonna be in trouble. Like, it was all fun and games, but now she's talking about she finna wait till my mother get home, because I know if anything happened, my stepmother is gonna tell my mother, and then my mother gonna put me in the grave. Like, y'all, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, at 15, I was not getting beatings or whippings at the time, but when you live in a black household, you never too old to get hit. So I already know my mother was gonna ground me. Like, it was gonna be a horrible school year. So I'm all anxious and crap, and I'm trying to be respectful to Red, because it's just like, damn, she really said that she's waiting for my stepmother to get home, and she asked me what time she got home or whatever, and I told her she gets home around 8, because typically, y'all, she does get home around 8. Around this time, it's like 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So she's like, yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. My cousin ends up like literally slamming the door on a lady, and she was just like, bro, why did you tell her that? Why did you tell her that? And I'm like, girl, she has the address. Like, she was coming back. Like, she was not letting this go or whatever. Fast forward, y'all, I'm literally like, when I say, you know how like you want to puke, like you literally like your booty, your butthole is literally in your stomach. Like, you just want to puke, because you're just like, I don't know, y'all. I just remember feeling like so terrible, and I was just so worried that, you know, my stepmother was gonna find out about this, and then she was gonna tell my mother, and then me being older, I was gonna be in trouble for all of this. So I'm just like, damn, like, there ain't no going back. Like, there's no way we can get out of this situation. If y'all seen one of my other story times about when I snuck out at a friend house and we got caught, and then the mother took me home, and she basically said she was gonna tell it was that feeling all over again, y'all. Like, I was literally like about to throw up. Like, I just felt sick to my damn stomach. Fast forward to around like 9 o'clock, my stepmother ended up texting me, telling me she was not coming home till 11 o'clock that night. And y'all, this was like a normal occurrence, because like I said, she would work doubles, she would work long shifts. And I think at the time she worked for like, was it T-Mobile? It was like a phone carrier, and y'all know how the people be having you on the phone for hours, even after the business done closed. They still trying to activate the phone. Y'all know how it is when you work for like customer service or whatever. So she basically told me she was not coming home until 11 o'clock that night. The funny thing was, after Boucle shut the door on her, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I was in that window. Baby, I was in that window looking, and she was out there for like 30 minutes, and then her car light disappeared. So I'm literally shitting bricks. I'm thinking at 8 o'clock, this woman is definitely coming back. But 8 o'clock came, she didn't come back. I didn't see anything. By the time my stepmother got home, y'all, I was asleep. The next day when I woke up, the next day that I woke up, I didn't hear anything, don't know anything that's going on. I'm asking my cousin, like, what's going on? What did he tell you or whatever? And she was just like, bro, he said that he told me that he was 21, because he knew if he told me that he was 30, I wasn't gonna talk to him. He thought I was gonna be too old or whatever. So I'm like, I don't care about none of that. Like, what is going on with Ray? Like, is she coming back over here? Like, what is going on? I don't know, y'all, but she was just like, my cousin was just like, I don't know, if she come back over here, I'm gonna be gone. Like, I'm not coming back over here no more or whatever. And she still was over there, y'all. But nonetheless, I don't know if Red had a change of heart, or I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't really know how that could have. I don't know. Like, just imagine you being like 20 something years old, and you finding out that your baby daddy or boyfriend, I don't recall if he was her baby daddy and her boyfriend, or if he was just the father of her children. I don't really remember all the details, y'all, but I don't know. Like, I don't know how I would feel finding out, damn, I'm getting cheated on, but it's not even about somebody in my age group. Like, I'm being cheated on by not even a teenager, because my cousin was not even a teenager. Boucle was not even a teenager at this time. So finding that out, that could have been a lot, y'all. I don't know if she had a change of heart, but by the time I went home, She never came back over there. My stepmother never found out about the situation, and we was good. Like we had a sibling free summer that summer, and they never found out about this. And yeah, that's the story time on how I don't want to be dramatic and say I almost DIE'd y'all, but it felt like I was gonna DIE, because if my parents would have found out about this at the time at 15, I would have been done for that year. Like school clothes, what's that? I would have been Goodwill only. Like hair done, ponytail, drawstring. Like it wouldn't have been a good school year at that time, because my parents, they don't play about stuff like that. So I would have been in so much trouble. But yeah, that's pretty much the story time on one of my craziest summers as a kid. And if you see this, stepmommy, please don't text me about this, because we made it. We okay. We survived. Like we good. So don't text me about it. But yeah, y'all, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all in my next video. Peace.